We hope you're ready for a terrifying Halloween night because the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has finally become a reality. So grab that popcorn and hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications because we're gonna tell you 15 hidden details from the first trailer of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Okay, so at the beginning of the trailer, we can see a character named Kim who introduces us to Freddy Fazbear's pizza place in all its glory. Now, if you look at the badges she has on her chest, you can see many characters from the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Of course, there are Freddy and Bonnie badges, another one with all the animatronics from the pizzeria together. There's also a Chica's Cupcake one, and others more abstract like this famous tile from the pizzeria, some pizza slices, birthday balloons, and even the iconic phrase from Chica's bib that says, "Let's eat." The Five Nights at Freddy's office finally comes to life. Here we can see, for the first time, a recreation of the office that started it all, and it is full of details. In the cameras, we can see the same views that were shown in the game to monitor the animatronics. On the wall, there's a Celebrate poster which made a funny sound if you press Freddy's nose. Of course, the fan that appeared in all the games can't be missing, which is also accompanied by the soda can and the foil we can throw in Help Wanted. Now, if we increase the brightness in this scene, we can read a message from the pizzeria's manager stuck on the top corner of the wall, indicating that the rules must be followed to avoid accidents. When Mike enters the main hall of the pizzeria, you can see a bunch of papers stuck to the wall on the left. Now, if you're a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, you'll realize that this is a nod to the drawings that were hung on the wall in the video games. Some of these were Easter eggs and references to the story itself. It's possible that Scott Cawthon decided to include hidden clues and details in these posters in the movie. In one of the shots of the pizzeria, we can see several children playing an arcade game. Thanks to the drawing on its side, we've discovered that it's Centipede, a game where we have to shoot a centipede that will hide in a mushroom field. The key here is that this game was released in 1981, so this scene from the movie takes place from 1981 onwards, because of course the pizzeria was closed in the present time in which the movie takes place. The closure of the restaurant happened due to an accident in 1983, known as the Bite of 83. It's likely that we'll learn the details about this event in which a child was brutally killed by being bitten by an animatronic, and whose indirect author was Michael Afton. Playing with friends, he put his little brother's head in Freddy's animatronic mouth, causing severe injury and death hours later. In the games, Mike is Michael Afton, and for him to be in the movie, Abby would have to be his stepsister, and Schmidt his adopted last name after the alleged death of William Afton. For a few moments, Mike seems to be in a kind of a dream surrounded by children who appear to be the spirits that possess the animatronics and seek revenge after being killed. Now, if you pay attention to the details, you'll realize that the children hold clues that reveal their identity as robots. The one on the left is wearing white bunny ears, making a reference to Bonnie. The next one carries a white hook in his hand like Foxy, in addition to being red-haired. Then we have this boy with a white top hat like Freddy, and next to him a girl who is likely Chica due to the yellow color and a white bib similar to the one worn by the animatronic. In the scene, 5 children appear, the last one blonde and who is not wearing anything white could be Golden Freddy, making a reference to the final game screen with 5 graves of the murdered children. However, there are also other theories that he could be Puppet in the movie. What do you think? The prize corner also makes its appearance in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. In the video games like FNAF Help Wanted, we could get prizes like collectible figures of the characters. Now, if we increase the brightness in this scene, we can see merchandise that was sold in the pizzeria, such as t-shirts, a Chica's mask, or even a Freddy plush. This one in particular is sold as an official real product from the saga. In the trailer, there are a lot of actors who play characters we know from the Five Nights at Freddy's games. The first of them, of course, is the protagonist Mike Schmidt, played by Josh Hutcherson, who you probably know from the Hunger Games movies as PETA.
Oh my god, Peter!
He has a little sister named Abby who will spend the night with him at the pizzeria. The girl you see picking something up from the floor and raising her head is Vanessa Monroe, a police officer who knows about the murders that occurred in the restaurant. Here we have William Afton, the purple guy in Flesh and Blood played by popular actor Matthew Lillard. Don't let his good guy face fool you though, because he is actually a psychopathic killer. The 5 children represent the souls of the FNAF animatronics, while the animatronics themselves will be voiced by adult actors. Finally, we have the previous security guard played by Ryan Ranke, who we will likely see very little of. These are the first official promotional posters of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, with the 4 main animatronics in the foreground. An interesting fact is that purple has been chosen to fill the posters with color, being a reference to the antagonist William Afton in his appearance in the video games. His car or his lines of dialogue have always been colored purple, and the movie posters are also a subtle reference. When the Showtime button is pressed, the animatronics concert begins. We could see this button in the Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted virtual reality game, although it was impossible to make it work normally and it was on the top of a table. The performance video, however, is identical to the one we saw in the trailer for the first Five Nights at Freddy's game, with one small detail. Freddy doesn't have his characteristic child's hand painted on his face. Perhaps his backstory is changed for this movie. The scene where the security cameras are shown seems very similar to what we saw in the Five Nights at Freddy's video games, but there is a difference that has not gone unnoticed. In the movie, Chica holds the cupcake with her right arm, and in the game, she did it with her left arm. Although it seems like an insignificant change, this means that Scott Cawthon has changed the main design of the Chica animatronic exclusively for the movie, although we don't think it'll affect the character's lore. During the training video for security managers, you can see one of the children with a Foxy plush. This plush appeared randomly in Five Nights at Freddy's 4 inside Mike's brother's closet. It can also be purchased as merchandise in real life. Among all the animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's that appear in the trailer of their movie, there is one that is barely shown. Foxy only appears among shadows and balloons chasing Abby, and it's very likely that he's considered in the movie as the most dangerous character of all. There is a moment when a robotic leg violently steps on a ball. This leg could belong to Foxy himself, as can be seen in his official render from the first game of the saga. If you had to choose a song to associate with the Five Nights at Freddy's saga, you would surely choose this song. But okay, if you had to choose another song, you would surely choose the one that plays during the trailer for the FNAF movie. This theme already appeared in the first game of the series in a very special way. If the power was cut off and Mike was left without light just before Freddy appeared, this disturbing song played during the time the light was off. Interestingly, it's a version of the Totoda song from the French opera Carmen. There is a little trick in the trailer to make us think that Mike dies during one of the scenes at the hands of the animatronics. For a few moments, you can see how a chair pins someone by the chest and hands, and right after, Mike's face appears with an animatronic very close and trying to kill him. This is, of course, a mix of 2 scenes, as the clothes of the person being trapped by the chair do not match Mike's clothes. The poor man who loses his life seems to be the previous security guard of Freddy Fazbear's pizza place, who appears at another moment in the trailer screaming as if something horrible was about to attack him. Now, of course, this does not mean that Mike escapes unscathed in the movie, as his fate seems to change quite a bit from the story we know from the video games. Have you seen any more hidden details in the first trailer for the FNAF movie? What do you think? Subscribe to our channel and don't miss our next videos of Five Nights at Freddy's. See you next time!